live stream. Let's do that. Let's do that while we have some din-dins, shall we? Let's see. So I live on these food bowls. They're let me. Let's see. What are they called again? So the company's called Good Bowls. Do good while eating well. Locally sourced and made right here in North Kakalaki. And so they're made here in North Carolina, and they're actually part of a charity thing where if you use Poe, you can get these free meals. And what's really cool is they send you not usually an equal amount, but a decent amount of vegetarian options for feast days. I mean fast days. Pardon me. And so this is yellow lentil with chutney and rice and carrots, and it's food, and it's nutritious and it's free. So all part of my money saving endeavors. Now that I've quit smoking, the cost of maintaining my vape averages out to about $25 a week instead of the usual $100 that I was spending on a carton of cigarettes every 7 to 10 days. No, less than that. So I was smoking about 2 packs a day. Absolutely horrific. So thank God for stuff like this. And then I'm gonna start weaning off the beer. I need to stop drinking. I am not active enough to burn the calories, and frankly, it's an unnecessary expense. I sit around and drink too much. The PTSD, the depression, and all it's pushed me further down that hole than I'd care to go. So, in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Christ God, bless the food and drink of thy servant, for thou art holy unto the ages of ages. Amen. Always pray over your food, folks. It's a quick prayer. In public, in private, you never know. It's always steaming. It's always a good thing to pray for. Pray over your food. Might I add, I'm sorry, yellow split peas. Split peas, lentils, doesn't matter. I love them. I tend to eat them more in the winter. When it's cold. Good way to heat yourself up. Grits in the morning, of course. What's up, Base Nib? What am I eating? I just told you what I'm eating. Split yellow peas with chutney and rice. And curry and carrots. And I think there's some flax seeds in there too. A couple of other things. But yeah. So it's hearty and nutritious. So welcome everyone. Hey, what's up, Chungus Bungus? Welcome to this incredibly impromptu stream. I gotta tell you right now, Patches is so affectionate sometimes. She's reaching up so I can rub her cheeks. Come here, baby. Yeah, I know. What you doing? I know, that motor's running, but you want to get down. What are you doing? So, how are you all doing on this fine Friday? Oh, I know, she's just a smushy cat. Just a smushy kitty. How's everyone doing? Chime in. Feel free to chime in. We can talk about whatever you want. Ethan, what's up? Glory to God indeed. You're bored, Base Nib. Well, that's, that's a good reason to, break out the Psalter or a prayer book or something. And we can talk about stuff. I work for you. Tell me what to talk about. I'm more than happy to talk about it. Because left to my own devices, I'll wind up either talking about myself or talking about things that I shouldn't be talking about, like, you know, drama, things like that. Plus, SOS Radio is going to be on later, and if you're not checking them out, Bored to Death Radio Network, SOS podcast, pretty good stuff right here on YouTube. Just left my Jewish parents' house to focus on God. I'm voluntarily homeless right now. Damn, Ethan. That's some heavy shit. I mean, do you have, like, plans? You know? I mean, I could understand wanting to get away so you can, you know, continue your journey in the faith, but that's a... I wouldn't go so... Yeah, no, it's kind of foolish. Like, if you don't have a place to go, you don't just run off. Especially if you're a minor. Bionic Kraken says, I love to make mac and cheese with 1 cup heavy cream, 2 cups shredded cheddar, 2 tablespoons of butter, all melted together. Slowly for the sauce. Just dump that on half a pound of noodles. That sounds like a winner. When I make mac and cheese, if I'm using the boxed stuff, I don't use milk and butter. I get a jar of Alfredo sauce, and you don't have to use the whole jar. Use just enough that you can mix it with some water, and then pour the sauce packet in that, whip it up. Nice. Nice. That's what we call ghetto fabulous. Yeah. If you're underage, you should not have left home. That's just disrespectful. We're supposed to honor our parents, whether we like them or not. Please chime in more on that. I'd love to discuss it. Otherwise, you could just sit here and watch me eat. Got a new shirt. Oh yeah. Wasn't expecting it, but here it is. Cool shirt. I like Rancid. Let's see. I'm foolish or right. Listen, don't go beating yourself up. You know, like, we all make knee-jerk decisions every now and again. Base nib. Am I married? No, I'm divorced. Lowdown Slim. Hallelujah, brother. Talk about music, my brother. Let's talk about some of these great Christian metal bands, bruv. Oh, you mean like Hesychast? Heck yeah. Or like, Holy Name is that new, like, second wave new metal Orthodox Christian band that, Brian Welch from Korn, renowned born-again Christian, produced it and played on one track. And we were an assumed name, but it's quite evident it's him in the video. They're pretty good. Exactly. Holy Name with Tommy Green. You know who's a good person to ask about Orthodox metal? You can find him on Instagram. I'm pretty sure he's here on YouTube. Literature Goth. His handle is Literature Goth, and he is like an encyclopedic mind for Orthodox metal, industrial, that sort of thing. And I know, yeah, no worries. No worries, Count Vlad. Old boy there on the SOS podcast, and please go subscribe to them. I'm going to be on their show eventually. It's kind of like old school radio, but with an Orthodox twist. So they play a lot of music, but Father Turbo Qualls sent them an unreleased Serpent of Brass song from back when he was in that apocalyptic doom metal duo with one of his buddies before he became a priest. Who's still, a tattoo artist and all that. but it was an Orthodox metal band. Father Turbo played bass and like some other dude played drums, and it was like one of the most brutal things I'd ever heard. So if you can find Serpent Brass, this stuff's really hard to come by these days. Right on, Alexander. Budgie, huh? You know, I was surprised to find that Kat Von D became a Christian about 2 years ago and now makes Christian music. Didn't see that one coming. I think it was, oh, who's that chick on Instagram? I know that's like 5 million of them. But, Cemetery Sunflower. She was the one that kind of pointed that out to me. There's plenty of good music out there. I'm not as up on musical artists as I used to be. When I was younger, I was, you know, I think she did. Alexander. It might have been her. And remember, she's married to Raphael Reyes, also known as Lee Farsayer, from the duo Prayers, the Cholo Goth group. Do I watch Brother Nathaniel? Sometimes. Depends on if I'm in the mood. You know, there are so many Orthodox content creators now that weren't around when I began my channel. And certainly not when I first came into the church all those years ago. I'll put this in the trash. Give me 2 seconds. All right. Go relax over here. I'm gonna catch up on some of these comments quick. Okay. Yeah, Cholo Goth. He was the first, and as far as I know, the only. I am named for Raphael of Brooklyn, Hugh Richardson. Hey, thanks for your counsel, brother. I'm heading back now. Oh, so this was just like today? Like, dang, Ethan. Well, good on you either way, like I said. It would be so easy to put the camera there, but, you know, the fan and Oshawott. So, I would be blowing in the micro. I was about to say microphone. So, I missed that. Hold on. Tons of Orthodox content creators. Yeah, and that's glory to God. Thank God. But and you know, I was having going back and forth on a response on one of my videos just now before I started the stream, and I mentioned that, like, you know, I have a major pride problem. It's an ego thing, and so, like, one thing that's always kind of bugged me is that my channel hasn't grown as quickly as others have, because I don't have a marketing team or skill or anything like that. Yeah, I did see that about New Rome. I don't talk to Father nearly as much as I used to, but we do talk from time to time. But either way, I'm excited to see it. And then, you know, Cherubim Press is working on a whole bunch of service texts, also based on the Simonis Petra usage. So I'm looking forward to that. Pre-orders have started for the new, like, basic Christian prayers from St. Tikhon's. It's like $7. And I'm like, that's all nice and fine, but considering you can get Little Red from Antiochian Village for $7 and have like a ton of stuff in it that is actually comparable to the St. Tikhon's prayer book, I'm like, so I'll be interested to see it. I don't think it's going to be worth it. You have to cram a lot in there to make it worth it. Let's see. Yeah, it does look great. Count Vlad, I'm just getting into Orthodoxy. Your videos have been a great help. I'm a metalhead, so it was good to find your channel. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, I'm sorry I'm not wearing a metal t-shirt today. Most of my t-shirts are metal t-shirts. So, let's see. How much is too much Orthodox YouTubers? I don't know. As long as as long as you got something worth saying, I suppose. Although I don't believe that about myself, so. We're all struggling with pride, brother, says Lowdown Slim. Your channel is a blessing, and our Lord will grow your channel in His timing. You rock, bro. Thank you. Hello, Reg F2. Off-White Salmon. Hey, hey. Chung Bungus. Who sells the Prayers for Purity book? That would be St. Demetrius, Skeet. And there is a link in the video for that. The second edition, which I never did a video for, is so it's paper cover, printed locally. So instead of that glossy paper, you've got this beautiful cream paper, and it's a glued binding instead of a saddle stitch or stable bound, whatever you want to call it. So, and they dropped it to $10. Instead of the 20 that they were asking. And I would like to thank all of you for that, because they told me that after that review dropped, they immediately sold out. And so that was all you guys. So glory to God. I hope those of you that bought them are using them. Have I taken a hit off my vape yet? I can't remember. My brain is mush, and that's another reason why I have to stop drinking. So I'm hoping that tonight I could just do 4, right? And then maybe tomorrow night, maybe 3, but no more than 4. Yes, I do know what happened to St. John of Kronstadt Press. Technically, they still exist, okay? The issue is with the spiritual Psalter, since Brother Isaac has reposed and his material is copyrighted, there is now a foundation in his name that handles his copyrighted material, and they just haven't gotten around to publishing anything yet. I actually contacted them about licensing the text so I could publish it, and they turned me down. I don't know why they're playing it so close to the chest, but yeah, so that's a thing. Sorry for covering the screen. Y'all make sure to hit that like and thanks, Slowdown Slim. You bring up also, Alexander, a good point about printers in the U.S. The complaint I always hear from Orthodox publishers is like, oh, it's too expensive, so we're going to print it in China. And then look what happens. You wind up waiting an extra half a year for a boat. St. Tikhon's at least went a step in the right direction and found a printer in England that could do things comparably priced. But let's face facts, folks. Listen, I'm poor as dirt, all right? You know that. I will panhandle the extra couple of bucks for a book that's printed locally. I'll do it. Like, people bitching and moaning about the price. It's like, listen, either you get it printed dirt cheap in China, and maybe it'll show up, or you get it printed for whatever price here in the U.S., but you got to pay for it. Like, those are your options. The Fathers in Holy Trinity printed it with machines in the monastery. Father Seraphim Rose hand-printed stuff. Yeah, and they don't do that anymore. And, well, part of the reason they don't do that anymore is because there's no way they can keep up with demand. There is another translation of the Spiritual Psalter on the market, done by Nun Christina, actually, that you will find on the Jordanville website, or Holy Trinity, Church Supply, whatever. And that's like the next best thing. I haven't gotten a copy yet. I've like, every time I have the money, I hover on that buy now, and I can't pull the trigger. I can't bring myself to do it, and I don't know why, because that's kind of what the show is all about, right? So I'm gonna have to. Let me check, see what else is going on here. Oh, yeah, we do have to support our locals. And it's interesting because I was like, the priest here, he's got fanciful ideas of publishing this, that, and the other thing, and he's like, oh, the prices, the prices, the prices. I'm like, whatever. So I actually found the website for the printer that does all of Church of the Nativities printing, like so the Old Rite Prayer Book. No, I'm not answering any phone calls right now. Thank you. No, shut up. Hold on a second here, folks. I gotta hang up on this shit. There we go. Um, sorry. I know, foul mouth, foul mouth. Oh, you know what? Let me pull this over here, and we can put it up. Something a little sturdier to sit on. We're gonna figure this out, folks. Man, we got the technology. It'll happen. Here we go. Gotcha. Oh, I got you, you son of a gun. There we go. Yep, I think this notebook will give us just enough stability. We don't have to worry about the camera falling down. Okay, there we are. Yeah, the Erie Prayer Book. And actually, that printer is down in Maryland, I believe. And so I emailed that to my priest, and he was like, dude, if you want it cheap, you're gonna have to make it yourself. I don't know what to tell you. Like, either you make it yourself and you give it away for free. Oh yeah, no, their books, and that's the thing too. It's like people don't seem to understand that you get what you pay for. Like all that beautiful Smithsonian binding and everything, and the nice covers. And St. Ticon's is like, oh, they won't do it the way we want it. Well, compromise. Like, oh, that faux leather was really that important. I got news for you. I've gone back to the OG, folks. You want to know why? Because everyone insists on printing things too small for people over the age of 35. I could actually read this without glasses. It's great. And plus, you gotta remember, like, this is the prayer book I used for many years before the St. Ticon's came out. Like this one and then the New Rome Press prayer book were like my two go-tos for years. Old Rite Prayer Book, yeah, that thing is sturdy. Grow up and get a job. Yeah, right? It is sturdy. I prefer the second edition. And I did a video on that just because I think it. The third edition is nice. It's really well put together. The issue I have is it's a little too hefty for a prayer book, in my opinion. Like they would have done well, I think, to keep the dimensions and paper from the second edition. I just got my first edition on the banks of God's river, Russian print from St. Right on. No, and almost pocket size and 2 languages, just amazing. Yeah. Hey, Grandma. What I would like to see people. I saw the second edition IRL. It's so nice. Yeah, it's my favorite. Because that's the one that existed back when I bought one. I should think, and I'm not actually going to talk to them about this. I would like a single language version. I mean, it's cool that the Old Church Slavonic is in there. It's fucking great. I just don't think it's necessary for people that aren't actually attending that parish. Because I got news for you. The people that buy that prayer book, they're not going to an Old Rite parish. They're not. They're going to everything but. Because that's one of the few canonical Old Rite parishes in the world. My godfather gave me an Orthodox prayer book from New Rome Press. Apparently they sell out fast. Yeah, they do. It's in my top 3. It is in my top 3. And it's always a tie between New Rome, Jordanville, and Little Red. Am I in an RV? I am. I live in a camper trailer. For now. Until it's time to move on to the next adventure. So, we'll see how that works out. I've got until roughly sometime between October and the end of the year to find another place. Yeah. Well, you know what? The HTM is pretty good too. Of course I've got a copy. I used that one for a little while. Very early on, I'm saying like the first 3 years as an Orthodox Christian. And then I wound up giving my copy to someone. When I left the monastery, I gave up a lot of stuff. I just gave things away, and I only kept like a few things. So when I started the channel, I was really starting from scratch again. I was supposed to call you, but I didn't yet. Randy says, I use Lulu to make a personal devotion book with modified morning and evening prayer, a couple of the hours, I get this, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, and that's a pretty cool thing to do. I am not a nomad, I am poor. Little Red was my first. Yeah, absolutely. No, what was I saying? I lost my train of thought. I'm so interested in what you guys are talking about. Saint Sophrony, he called them Balmoral versus another state of moment. I was there. Very cozy. Yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with living in campers. I like it. But for those of you that don't know, I guess I can fill you in on why I'm here, right, like here and right now. So when I became unemployable at the end of January of 2023, I quickly ran through my savings trying to get enough mobility back that I could do some work. Well, I pissed away all my money on chiropractors. That was just a bad idea. And what angers me more is that like so many people have reached out after I made the announcement on the channel, so I had a lot of financial support, and it was all for naught. So in the end, I had to I had to leave where I was staying. Couldn't afford it anymore. I didn't have any more money left, and so I couldn't find a place. Where do you live when you have no money? And everyone at church was like, oh, something will happen. Well, nothing happened. Nothing happened. There was no great miracle. So what happened was I did some, I would spend a few weeks at one family's house. I would spend a few weeks at another family's house. I would spend a few weeks at another family's house until my buddy Dan donated the camper to the church so that I could live in it. And so Father Andrew was like, hey, we'll put it in my driveway or backyard or whatever. And so my brother came out and, ran sewage and, one of the other parishioners, he's an electronic guy, so he, ran the power and everything. And by December 23rd, I was finally in here. And then there was no real conversation after that. So I recently found out that the expectation that was that, I would only be here for a year or less, which I would have liked to have known that beforehand. But yeah, so that's where I'm at now. So I've got earliest mid-October to, at the very latest, the end of December to find someplace else to go. Which, considering nothing has changed, I still don't have money, I still can't work, still waiting on my disability. So, I don't know, I'm talking with some people, and we'll make it work. We'll make it work. So, there has been so many comments that I'm going to have to scroll through. It helps that I don't particularly like this beer. Alright, let's take a look at some of your comments here. Yeah, we do need to talk. You could just, I know. I am in North Carolina. I'm in Castle Hayne, which is just outside of Wilmington. That's not a touching story, it's annoying. I'm gonna take a shower, thanks for the impromptu stream. You are welcome. Could you tow your learn to speak. Could you tow your camper somewhere else and just chill? I could if it was mine. What is your favorite prayer book of the hours? I have the Holy Transfiguration. Yeah, that's a good one. We have 2 RVs here. Yeah, I know. I'm looking at leaving my non-denominational church where I'm a guitarist, so it makes it harder to leave, unfortunately. Not that they can't replace you in, like, the bat of an eye. Hold on. And feel like I may be dealing with some spiritual warfare now. I got news for you, brother. It's all war all the time. Antilogian is pretty awesome, which is why I wholeheartedly recommend it and stand behind it. Let's see what's new. But, yes, Alexandra, we will talk. So, it's looking like, based on the poll that was posted. It's going to be an amalgamation of Reader Service, Vespers, and Vespers 101, and like just like a massive Vespers video is going to be in the works. Can an Orthodox pray using a Catholic rosary? If so, how? By praying. When I do, on those rare occasions, use a rosary to ask the Mother of God for her prayers, I just leave out the bits that don't jive with us, pardon me, on a theological level. So yeah, augment it however you want. I mean, prayer ropes, rosaries, they're all just means of counting prayer. So I'll do Orthodox view Eastern Catholics. We think they're LARPers and they need to get over themselves and get with the real deal. They were forced to commemorate the Pope under wartime conditions by Romans, and it's sad, it's upsetting, but there's literally no reason for them to be attached to the Pope. Yes, the OG prayer rope is a basket with rocks. If you know, you know. It's true facts, baby. I wouldn't say the same thing with the Western Rite, because the Western Rite is Orthodox. It's the Pope and the bad Roman Catholic theology that we have an issue with. The way you worship, as long as it's traditional, is not really that big of an issue. If you don't like the Western Rite, fine. Then don't go to a Western Rite church. What are you doing, baby? See what the cat's up to. So, Patches, what are you thinking? I'm going to get your butt. Oh, that's a scritchy butt. You need to clean your butt. You need to clean your butt, baby. Patches the murder cat, ladies and gentlemen. Patches, Patches, the murder cat. Patches, Patches, how about that? What you doing, baby? You gonna sit on there? You gonna go up there? I mean, that's a real star of the show. Whenever there's a cat around, that's really who's in charge. So the Western Rite, you think, is a temptation? To what? Commemorating a man you know is a heretic? Doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I'm actually okay. So, fun fact: the latest short that I did, where I'm like poking my eye out, I need to get an eye patch because I was thinking about getting an eye patch just to, you know, for camaraderie's sake. But now I have this Southern Protestant character that I'm developing. That as the character moves on, there's going to be new additions. But the first thing I have to do before I can make another video with that character, I gotta get an eye patch. So maybe I'll just figure something out. Western Rite clergy. Listen. I'm not getting into the Western Rite thing. I don't have a dog in that fight. Yeah, it's green, but it's also like 100% humidity all the time. And you can think whatever you want about the Western Rite. I have zero interest in the subject. My interest is in the books and the history. I think, I think the old ways are good, and they're beautiful. I've got enough Western Rite material to choke a horse. I've got a whole playlist of Western Rite book reviews. So if you're interested in the books, go for it. Outside of that, I'm not getting into it. Like it's infuriating. It's like beating my head against a brick wall. It doesn't matter what side I take, I'm wrong, and it doesn't matter what side you take, someone's gonna think you're wrong. So I'm not getting into it. In other news, Mr. Christopher Anderson that saintly mofo. Mailed out today a mace for me to start doing like the mace swinging thing so I can get back into shape and not be fat loser anymore. So who knows, I might post some videos with that. Yes, they are. They are our brothers and sisters. So behave accordingly. Ooh, pardon me. Yeah, see, once the gut is gone and this turns back into muscle, I will feel a lot better about myself. Okay, Alexander says, Raphael, I have a question. As someone who's not living in the U.S., how do you guys manage to have so many monasteries? Somehow in Europe we only have so few. By God's grace and wealthy donors. Could be. Of course, you know, like in Europe, like Western Europe is traditionally Roman Catholic and Protestant, and so all your monasteries there are going to be Roman Catholic pretty much. In Eastern Europe, traditionally Orthodox, you're going to have Orthodox monasteries everywhere. It's up to the people of Western Europe that are Orthodox to make the first move and decide, hey, we want a monastery, and buy a piece of land and do something. Can't be only because of donors, you know. You see, you know, many large churches in the UK, monasteries, but only 2 monasteries. Yeah. Not only that, it's population. Like, there's a hell of a lot more people in America than there are in England. I love some of the Western Rite books, icons, etc. I'm actually getting the St. Melangill prayer book, but it's just sad to see Western Rite people out there spewing the wild. Yeah, it is. And the St. Melangill prayer book is pretty cool. And I was going to review another book for him until I found out he was a schismatic, and unfortunately I can't co-sign that stuff. Which is kind of a bummer because the St. Melangill prayer book is so beautifully done. So, yeah. We're not going to get into church politics. I have my views. They're probably as extreme and based as you think they are. But I'm not going to talk about them. So, my beard is back and it's feeling kind of sweaty. Ooh, look at got some gray. Got some gray in the beard. Not so much on this side. Not so much in here. But definitely right there. Got that gray. Gonna get that salt and pepper. Yeah, look at me. Yeah, I'm all puffed up. I look like garbage. The beer's gotta go. It's gotta go. It's a very difficult thing to let go of as a German. You know? Grimlock 888. What is up, King? One of my top 5 Transformers, might I add. In the words of one monk who I talked to when I asked, Father, can I have your opinion on X? He said, no opinions, ha 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 ha. Straight up. Beast. I'm doing better than I deserve. Or, what I should say is, and I've been trying to commit this to memory. I gotta go to Ode 6. Hold on a second here. Where are we? It's in the 6 Psalms, but it's in Ode 6 as well. And why I have not committed this to memory, don't know. Where is it? I thought it was in Ode 6, right? It was Ode 7. Well, I know it's in the 6 Psalms, so. Okay. Not the one out of Psalm 37, the one out of Psalm 87. Hey, here we go. Filled with evils is my soul, and my life unto Hades hath drawn nigh. That's how I feel. Free among the dead. Speaking of opinions, best pocket Bible in your opinion. I have the Pocket EOB, but would like something with the Old Testament. Good luck. Holman does a King James Pocket version. That King James, yeah, that's actually pretty nice. I would imagine that Thomas Nelson does as well, but the one I had back in the day was the Holman. My one local Roker parish just switched from Western Rite to Eastern Rite. Well, that's cool. I like the Eastern Rite, obviously. You know, I mean, my roots are European, but my faith is Eastern, apparently. So, can we send you emails about things? Because what you said about the St. Meliel Parish concerned me, since I used that book in live stream. Ain't the place to discuss it. Absolutely. Anyone can email me about anything. It might take me a little while to respond because I have a hard time, like, distilling ideas into emails. But, listen, there's nothing wrong with the book. It's just that they are associated with bishops that are not canonically recognized. Pocky. I'm in my underwear right now. So, hold on a second. Woo, $9.99. Hope it helps. Thank you, Reg. So, I used to have the leather cover version, but I find that I like the paper version better. If you're looking for just the New Testament Psalms and Proverbs, and you want a magnifying glass, then Thomas Nelson. This is like $9. So that's the thing. I don't read it. I keep it on my home altar because it's the Word of God. It's the only reason it's there. I cannot read this type. I cannot read. I mean, if I struggle, I can. But yeah, it's difficult. I need to get new glasses, which means I need to see an optometrist. Which means I can't be bothered. Half the time, most of the time, I'm so depressed that I just can't motivate to do anything. Like pick up the phone and make simple arrangements. It sucks. I don't recommend it. Take care of yourselves. When is that New Room Press EOB and LES happening? In God's time, George. In God's time. Based avatar, by the way. You know, it's just one man doing the work over there. So we got to be patient with these people. And you got to remember, like things like the Anthologian, reader John Dykstra, he was the one that did all that work. You know, like he did it. It was just him in his little office. Well, it's not a little office; it's a big office. Got nice windows, but it was just him. Unbelievable that it's only one man doing it. Yeah. Yep. And that's the thing too. Like a lot of these, like St. Ticons, they only have like maybe 3 people that work on translations. Not that they really need to be working on translations because there was nothing wrong with the old ones. But you know, they like to fidget and fidget and fidget and fidget and fidget, and that's why we have nothing standardized in English. Muse champion Sarah Creek is in the house. So that's why I've gone back to the Jordanville and HTM stuff, because I was like, you know, those have been the standards since since way back in the day. Like they're beautiful, they work. Why change it? Hold on, I missed that one. Very sad that the first Bible of the Church project failed. How did it fail? Explain that one to me, please. I mean, is this going to be another one of those, you know, let's talk smack about the Orthodox Study Bible because of presumed issues with it that don't exist? What is on my shirt? Why, it's a brand new Rancid t-shirt. Yeah, that's right. Oh, really? They did? That's kind of a bummer, because a lot of people were looking forward to that. But the fact of the matter is, the EOB kind of hit the nail on the head, you know? feels better singing with Slavonic since all the words stay the same. Right, Alexander? I'll give you that one. I really have a hard time with all the antiquated language. Been using the New Roman Prayer Book. These and those just seem strange to me. Is that bad? No, it's not bad. Not bad at all. That's why I'm glad there's at least, and I will say this again, because it bears repeating, the New Roman Prayer Book, all of New Rome's prayer books, and those of St. Ignatius Orthodox Press are based off of the same translation by Father Ephraim Lash of Blessed Memory. So they're comfortable because they're modern and not janky. And if that's what works for you, fucking great. Like, I'm not going to sit here and bash, people that like modern translations and people that like traditional English, because I like them both. Now, that being said, there are bad versions of both, in my opinion. Like the Publican's Prayer Book. These bizcats love coming at me with the Publican Prayer Book questions. That is an ass translation. That's the kind of translation that, like, someone does in high school because they think they can. It's really rubbish. Reasoned belief. Hey there, I'm currently inquiring to Orthodoxy, and my local Orthodox church appears to be ignoring my attempts to contact them for more info. Do you have any advice to what I should do? Yeah, show up and be like, did you get my email? It's serious. I'm serious. Sometimes emails slip through the cracks. In a few years, I will need a magnifying glass to read the EOB Pocket Edition. I already do. I can't find the EOB anywhere. They're currently waiting on a new printing. There's an EOB free download online. Yes, there is. Do you have another local church? South Carolina. Hey, Carolina boys! And there are a lot of Baptists and Methodists, and many of their children are debating between Orthodoxy and Catholicism. Is this happening everywhere? Yes. Hey man, nice to see you live tonight. Nice to see you too. Just walk in and talk to the person. Absolutely. The closest Orthodox church is like an hour away. Welcome to Orthodoxy, baby. Sometimes you get to make that drive. We have several families that drive an hour to get to us. And they're just in Brunswick County, and we're in New Hanover County, and it's there's space. The closest church, blah, blah, blah. The best translation is the ancient Albanian sign language. I'm not going to argue with that. It probably is. At my parish, gosh, I really need to start doing these things on the laptop. Week, hour away is close for the Ambrosius. Yeah. I want to attend my local Orthodox church Sunday, but I don't know if I can just stand there. Yeah. Okay. Here's how you visit an Orthodox church for the first time. Show up. Zero expectations. Just stand there or sit there and just take it in. And then if you get a chance, holler at the priest. Yeah. Like, plenty of people sit for one reason or another. Obviously, it's good that we stand, that is the proper prayer position, but you're not even Orthodox yet. So we're not going to hold you to that standard. It really is that simple. Show the fuck up. Just go. Just go. Don't be afraid. No one's going to bite. And if they do, you point them out, and I will drive down to South Carolina, and I will put the whooping on them. Because, listen, you can take the New York punk away from the boy. No, I screwed that up. You can take the boy away from the New York punk, but you can't take the New York punk away from the boy. Fighting fist, baby. NYBP represent. Stand in the place where you live, now face north. No! We always face east. Wow, it's so nice to see so many people showing up for a live stream. It's a real treat. I'm really glad that you're all here, and I'm honored by that, so thank you. I moved to South Carolina after living in New York City for 15 years, so I relate. Yeah, I left New York in 2009 and have not been back since. I have no reason to go back there. No, I would like to go back and visit someday. I still got friends and family up there. There's a monastery there, Saint Dionysius the Areopagite, out there in some of my old stomping grounds. Pardon me. Yeah, so yeah, I'd love to visit again. First time I visited an OC, I was super nervous because I thought it's going to be ethnically inclusive. Okay, here's the thing. If you ever go to a church that's like super ethnic, don't bother. Those people suck. It's a culture club, and it's sad. Yeah, St. Tikhon Street. You know what? There you go. Okay, so here's some fun for you. So several months ago, during one litany in each service, it was decided that every time the chanters had to chant Lord of Mercy, it would be in a different language. Now, I'm kind of an extremist. We're in America, we speak English unless you're in a Spanish-speaking area. So, as a form of protest against babbling gibberish, because those words mean nothing to me, I just sing Herr Barmedisch, which is German for Lord of Mercy. Not that it means anything to me, because I speak English, that's my native language. But, you know, fair play's fair play. So, I'm going to start learning some other, like, obscure languages to say Lord of Mercy in, just to mess with people a little bit, because I'm not a holy fool, but I am a fool. Let's check in with the chat here. The only issue I have is I can't get to the church. I have no job and no car. So can I still consider myself Orthodox until my situation changes? I mean, were you baptized and chrismated? My patron saint is Raphael of Brooklyn. Behold, dark he be. Man, you can always, like, call and ask for a ride, you know? Yes, you are, Sarah. A holy nut job. Yeah, I could do it in Latin, but that's too easy. I'm thinking more like Swahili. Oh, thank you, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right, I can switch this around. Boop. There it is. And I'm sorry about the air conditioner being on. I know it makes a lot of noise. But, yeah, so this is my prayer corner. Oh, jeez, hold on. Oh, arthritis sucks, yo. Oh. Okay, so yeah, this is where we are here. So, of note, my icons of the Theotokos and of Christ, these are the same icons that are at the Hermitage of the Holy Cross. These are reproductions of those icons from their iconostases. The icon of St. Raphael was given to me by my godfather at my chrismation, and on the back is hair from my tonsure sealed in wax. And here we have my closest friends. St. Ignatius, St. Pantaleon, St. Anthony, St. Nectarios, the Fool for Christ there. Come on, brain, work. Gabriel, Guardian Angel, Raphael, Nicholas, and Irene, St. Melangel, and of course the Pontanassa, because we like to pray for cancer patients in here. So, yes, St. Gabriel. I don't know why that was slipping me right now. Probably because I'm in, like, entertainer mode, and I'm like, oh, and that's when I slip up the most. So, Annie Banani, stop sending me text messages, please. I'm doing a live stream. Please. I was gifted this wonderful Romanov flag that I use for a curtain. And when I want some real privacy... it's stuck. There we go. Yeah, that's right. For some mood lighting. Right? Christ on every wall. And St. Nectarios as often as possible. So, I I've got this little flag right on, which I was gonna hang it up, but now why bother? More Theotokos. There's a chance if I'm anywhere near a Sofrino icon, you know, the foil kind, it's coming home with me. More there. Piles o' books, pile o' cat. There we go. So, yeah. So that was it. Oh, I meant to grab beer while I was up. This will be beer number 3, by the way. I told you I'm trying to cut myself off at 4. We'll see how well I do. Juice Force IPA, high alcohol. It's an IPA. It was free. My buddy Chris gave it to me, and well, it is what it is. Pretty much, I'm just trying to beat the shakes. It's getting to be, what time is it now? 7:12. The sun is starting to set, and it's beautiful out there. Am I married? No, I am divorced. Where do you get your cord for the oil lamp? From Hermitage of the Holy Cross. And in fact, while I was there, I helped make the cord, because what it is string mop. There we go. That's all it is. They just take the time to cut it and pack it. Pretty much, when I'm looking for things, I'll either go Legacy Icons / Thank you, Raul. It's never a live stream until Raul shows up. What's up, my guy? Yeah, so either Hermitage of the Holy Cross or like Legacy Icons. That's what I go with. They're my friends, so I support them. Okay, there was a lot of comments. I freaking hate IPAs. Okay. It's going to take me a second to go through all these comments, so please bear with me. Where did you get your cord? We got that. Am I married? We went through that. Still new to the Orthodox world. Which internet priest should I watch? Which should I avoid? I would say if you stick with Father Spiridon Bailey and Father Philip Hall, Archimandrite Philip, you'll be in good hands. I did see the relics of St. Raphael. I was told if you're hungry and you need a beer, drink a Guinness. And yes, this is true. Excellent. St. Nectarios is everyone's saint, bro. Beat the shakes. Are you okay? No, I'm not okay. I've been drinking entirely too much. I'm a catechumen, and God willing, I will soon be baptized. I am troubled because I feel like I'm not doing enough for God. How can I fully live for God? Damn, Noah. Okay. Listen, I'm not a spiritual father. I'm not a priest. Barely graduated high school. But since you asked, you do what you can. Listen, you do your best. You're not none of us gets it right. Right? But we try. We fall down, we get back up. Fall down, we get back up. Fall down, we get back up. Don't beat yourself to death over this, okay? Breathe in. Breathe out. Just relax. Do what you can, and don't beat yourself up for not being a superhero. Alright, let's see. You have to be formally received into the church. I want to visit Holy Cross, but the guest house is so backed up. It is. But that doesn't mean you can't stay someplace else and visit during the day. Just a thought. I've been here just lurking. Right on, Raul. Going through withdrawals now, but marijuana withdrawals, because they exist. I've been sober through God's grace 7 months, and it was a daily battle. Awesome, Count Vlad. Yeah, and that's the thing. I've been sober before, in like 6 months, not 6 months, 6-year stints, both through NA or AA, whatever. And yeah, it wasn't until I had to stop working that things really started to get out of hand. And just recently, I'm like, I just don't want to do this anymore. So I'm tapering off, and I know what to do. Let's see, day 5, right on. Yeah, no worries, Noah. What brought you to the faith? Looking for the truth, and I found it. I was studying for the priesthood in the Episcopal Church, and they made the mistake of teaching me things like church history. And then they were like, "Why'd you leave? Like, you literally taught me we're heretics. Why wouldn't I?" And then, yeah, my buddy Christopher McGarvey, who was the choir director at the time, made friends with him, and the rest is history. So. Wow, we've been streaming for an hour already? Time flies when you're having fun, huh? All right. Any last questions before I call it a night here? I feel terrified about the idea of going to confession, as I don't do well with confrontation, emotions, and judgment. Fun fact, there is no judgment in confession. Confession is one of the most freeing experiences you could possibly feel. Because you lay it all out there, all your sins, and the priest, if he's worth his salt, will console you, give you a few pointers, and that's it. The first time when I had to make my life confession coming into the church, I was nervous. Because I've done some pretty terrible things in my life. Pretty terrible things have been done to me. And I was so afraid my priest was, oh God, he's never going to look at me the same way again. He's going to know what a piece of trash I am, what a filthy pervert I am, blah, 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 blah. Nope. Confessed, absolved, done. Fresh slate. It's so beautiful. Confession is great. All right, any other questions before we get going? Theophan. There's a good patron saint. The experience of confession is like nothing you might think from the movies and from your imagination. Yeah, Catholic confession is bullshit. As a catechumen, I'm looking forward to my lifetime of confession. I have some terrible things to get off my chest. It's a good thing to do. Thanks for being there. Oh, thank you. Thank you for being here. Why am I so beautiful? You need to clean your glasses or something? This is beautiful? It's terrifying. I sometimes struggle with the thought that 80% of humanity has been out of the Church of God after Christ founded it and said the gates of hell will not prevail, even more in regard to the schism. Maybe, I don't know. Go to church. How does one even begin to research any of the saints? How does anyone find theirs? I don't know. Start reading the saints of the day. Google them or download Orthodox, because that's the prologue of Ogrid, in an app. Get the prologue of Ogrid. And anytime a name pops up, Google it. You'd be like, oh, like if one piques your interest, yeah, look them up, read about them. It'll come to you. They will come to you. I will stay strong, God willing. Wait, what's beautiful? I don't understand. Love your channel, bro. Oh, you're welcome, Reason Belief. My journey. What is the name of the app you just mentioned? Orthoprax. And I actually did do a video on the previous version. The new version is great. Ortho, that's Orthoprax. It is published by St. Sebastian Orthodox Press, Sebastian Press, which is part of the Serbian, it's the Serbian Archdiocese here in America, and does contain the prologue. I wrote about St. Nicholas of Myra and Lycia. Who hasn't? Everyone loves St. Nicholas. There's a reason Santa Claus is there. Discord to be able to invite you to a story with heaps. Yeah, there's so many great Orthodox servers on Discord. So, at any rate. Alright, kids, I'm going to call it because I really need to use the bathroom and I'm running out of things to say. But feel free to continue the conversation in our server or in the comments for this video after it's done processing or whatever. Never stopped talking to each other. It was a cozy stream, wasn't it? Oh, okay. Count Vlad says he has a question. I was baptized Protestant at birth, but never went into that faith. And? Don't sweat it. Just go to an Orthodox church. Things will happen. It's gonna be okay. That's between you, the priest, and the bishop. Maybe, maybe not. Link in description. I don't think there's anything in the description. Anyway, alright. I'm calling it. Thank you all so much for hanging out, and on behalf of Patches the Murder Kitty and myself, don't forget to go to church, say your prayers, and remember God, and we will see you Monday with a new episode. Peace and chicken grease. Are you sure you want to stop streaming? Yes.